IHMS.
Badai, Bada Chamire, Badai, Susuiza Badai, Neri, Nirari, Nino, Dukole.
IHMS Commentary. Harari Mass Virtual Graduation Ceremony. Knowledge. Knowledge is the key to awakening and preserving indigenous Harari civilization. Written by Professor Abdi Khalil, narrated by Iman Jami and Adila Adus. No two things have been continued better than knowledge and patience. This is from Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Acquiring worldly and Islamic knowledge concurrently are the key to define decent life and success in the hereafter. Most of the time, knowledge is based on activities that bring order and peace of mind. The motherland, Harar, says to us, "Do not leave me, for here dwells your past." And the road to Harar says, "Come follow me, for I am your future." The Harari Women's Affair Group recently organized a Harari Mass virtual graduation ceremony for sons and daughters of Harar around the globe. It is the first of its kind in a ceremony that has adapted to the COVID-19 era to bring Harari graduates together at all levels. The Harari Women's Affair Group, known as Harari Heritage, is founded by Dr. Maria Muhammad, Gisti Bakal Abdul Rashid, Gisti Lula Zakaria, Gisti Muna Sharif, and Gisti Saada Kabir. The group has organized the first virtual graduation ceremony for all Harari graduates of 2020. The virtual ceremony took place on Saturday, July 25th. In attendance were graduates from high school, college, and universities, including both undergraduate and postgraduate students across the continent. Over 100 parents, invited guests, and students were present. Invited keynote speakers include President Ordine Badri, Dr. Zaki Sharif, and Dr. Munib Bobar, who delivered their meaningful speeches and presentations at the ceremony. Gisti Bakal Abdul Rashid started off with welcoming remarks and introduced the vision and roles of the group. She emphasized the importance of Hararis coming together and impacting their traditions to their children and Hararis at large. Then Dr. Maria Muhammad introduced the group members, welcomed all distinguished attendees, guests, and graduates. She highlighted the values of preserving Harari culture, history, and the Harari language, and passing them on to the next generation. The Master of Ceremony Akram then took over and introduced Umar Muhammad Abdi Hashim, only 16 years old, who beautifully recited Surah Al-Alaq or Iqra.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Khalaqal insana min 'alaq. Iqra wa rabbukal akram. الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى إن إلى ربك الرجعى أرأيت الذي ينهى عبدا إذا صلى أرأيت إن كان على الهدى أو أمر بالتقوى أرأيت إن كذب وتولى ألم يعلم بأن الله يرى كلا لئن لم ينته لنسفعا بالناصية ناسية كاذبة خاطئة فليدع ناديه سندع الزبانية كلا لا تطعه واسجد واقترب.
The surah relays how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches humankind spiritual and comprehensive knowledge through reciting, reading, rehearsing, writing, studying, and research. The surah proclaims building human capacity in acquiring knowledge, understanding, and disseminating the truth universally to benefit humanity.
مخاشي دايم لي باشي أفوف تنفاشي حراري حراري قلبي زي ماشي حراري قلبي زي ماشي حراري قلبي كنت كلاي زتي لا ينقانو زنتي لا يشاي حراري حراري قلبي
Then the chair introduced Ambassador Muhammad Abdurrahman Bahar Sheikh to make dua. He made beautiful dua in both Harari and Arabic languages. He then congratulated the graduates of 2020 and emphasized the benefits of education to a person and society in nation building. He compassionately reiterated dire needs that all Hararis to connect to Awabadir, Har, help one another, and preserve Harari values at all levels, wherever they are. He also underlined that individually or collectively, Hararis must be custodian of Awabdal Har at all times. He then added how teamwork, selflessness, and guardianship are the cornerstones for the existence and continuity of Har. He concluded with his blessings by asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect all the attendees and the Harari people at large. For the sake of learning from historical facts and appreciating Ambassador Muhammad's contribution to Har, allow me to just give you a snapshot of who Ambassador Muhammad is. Ambassador Muhammad is a retired career diplomat and lawyer by profession, residing in London, UK. He is a Harari icon and the architect of the Harari regional state within the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. In recent political destination in Ethiopia, he was a dynamic political hero who played a vital role in the establishment of the Harari regional state as per Proclamation Number 7, 1984. He legally, ably, and professionally defended the causes and rights of Harari people in establishing the Harari regional state in the Ethiopian parliament in the 1990s. In fact, he, along with the Harari team, produced evidence that Harar was founded by the Harari people over a millennium ago. They are indigenous people, and Harar is their homeland. In pursuit of reviving Harar from existential threats and seeking equitable restitution of the national democratic rights of Harari people, they fought for Hararis to have a homeland again. Based on long historical significance, contributions, and solid Harari identity, the Harari regional state was enacted and established as a full-fledged member of the 9 regional states forming the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. The Hararis to self-rule and determination had sparked the beginning of the second golden era of Harar after over 150 years of systemic dispositions. To make a long story short, Ambassador Muhammad is an integral part in keeping the integrity of Harar and its values, cultural, ideological, linguistic, political, and overall psychological identity so far. While maintaining coexistence with other Ethiopians, all Haris, wherever we are, should, in harmony, take responsibilities to safeguard Harar's values. That is, Ge Harda Nurzeo, Dinze, Adezewa Sinanzeo. Compassionately, he left his core message as amana to all Haris around the globe. May Allah bless him with excellent health and long life.
بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم يا من يملك حوائج السائلين ويعلم ضمائر الصامتين، فإن لكل مسألة منك سمعا حاضرا وجوابا عتيدا، ولكل صامت منك علما محيطا باطنا. نسألك بمواعيدك الصادقة ونعيمك السابقة أن تنظر إلينا بعين رحمتك، وأن تفرج همنا وغمنا عنا وعن جميع المسلمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. أولاد والله حمالة تسبايخو إنكم فيز بتسباينا يجرادريشن هو مصدر حد لا كيسي تسباينا حساب الله وأنا قزباننا وخرخب زوك تسوم درس غوبين لا غوبين فيز بذكبرو حفايت لأوضو علمي كل سامو كوزو اللي أزو درتي جنغو إقدو ما حفلو أزو أساس بين تبادرة ومكي خلني فركادانا أخا أمامي لخدا كلهم أحدهم ما أعبادر قيل أحزار أخوتكاترتهم فيز بذكوشو هجي أفسو زغشو أدو برخورم أصل باتخو منبعخو أزي أعبادر قيت أغرب لخدا كل فرقات خوبين كل علم خوبين أعبادر قيلو قرقارا موشا ترسون تلخدا راجم الله حياته وتكون صلحه
عذبوا في ركب الحياة سلوى عذبوا في ركب الحياة سلوى أدخى بحمك من ندخوش للوى.
Coming back from the digression, the graduation ceremony then continued with remarks from the chair, Dr. Maria Muhammad, who underlined the importance of his messages and what he is leaving behind. She thereafter welcomed President of Harari Regional State, invited guest speakers, graduates, and parents at large with all protocols observed. She reminded everyone the values that bind us all: Islam, the Harari heritage, traditions, and many more Harari etiquettes. On the value of education, she listed the glaring contributions Hararis made within Ethiopia for centuries, building schools and mosques wherever they happened to live, citing the exemplary Abadar schools and grand mosques in Dreddawa and Addis Ababa. She pointed out how Hararis were high achievers in business, politics, management, administration, architecture, religion, and modern education, which makes Harar the fountain of knowledge and economic hub. She then intrinsically posed a question: why do we then value education? As a take-home message, her answer was impressive and to the point. She said, "We value education because education is an effective way of alleviating poverty and worshipping Allah." We also add to her voice by saying that the young sons and daughters of Harar should wholeheartedly value and implement this message. She finally stressed on the importance of Harari identity and how imperative it is to handle the ups and downs of life, achieve success in education and career, as well as connecting to Harar. She reiterated essentially what Ambassador Muhammad had said, which is not to ever forget our Badir Harar. We need to connect, help, and visit Harar to have a real experience about the values of Harar and the Harari people at large.
نقاشي حرارينا تسمولي تروح وراشي من الدنيا من دودي إيد سافي أدمك سزينيا حرار قيد الدرفي قدمك كنت قادي.
Then, the event continued with messages from Ghesi Ordim Badri, president of Harari Regional State. The Harari anthem was played, and he then thanked the organizers, graduates, parents, and the community at large for organizing and participating in such a wonderful ceremony. Some of his invaluable messages were: 1. The corner solution to the current problems Harari is facing is education, education, and education, as our forefathers tackled problems using knowledge. 2. As a tiny state, education is important for our survival. Graduating from various fields and contributing to Harari causes will guarantee in minimizing our existential threats wherever we are. Hararis must be resolute, sharing, and caring. 3. Education will enable the graduates to know themselves first. Invariably, education opens our eyes in understanding the Harari identity and keeping it intact. There is a dire need to help one another, families, and the society at large, which will eventually give us spiritual satisfaction in moving forward. 4. In order not to be the lost tribes of Harar, our lifetime connections are very important. Our connections among ourselves, families, and society will help us to develop pride in who we are. We have to keep our Harari values as strong roots in mitigating political, economic, and cultural threats that we face today. 5. By utilizing all the means we have, be it education, wealth, assorted human power, and resources, we must rehabilitate and build her. The Harari Regional State would like to welcome all Hararis, descendants of Hararis, graduates, brothers and sisters in faith, to get involved in all aspects of education, development, governance, and economic activities to bring back Harar to its glorious days. 6. Connecting parents and graduates, he expressed his great respect and highly appreciated the parents and the educators for their relentless support they had in rendering to their children to reach such heights, and reminded the graduates to recognize and value the contributions of their parents, educators, mentors, and guardians. 7. Finally, he concluded his message by cherishing his invitation to be part of the colorful ceremony, asked all Hararis, including the graduates, what they can do for Harar first, then expecting what Harar can do for them. He underlined how Harar needs all of us more than ever and needs our collective services for its survival.
Following the president's powerful messages, Gisti Tasnim Musih from Saudi Arabia read her profound poem entitled Home. Her poetic message expressed metaphorically how a mother encompasses the essential needs of a child for development and meaning success.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد. Respected President Ordine Bedri, heads and members of the Harari Heritage, honored attendees and our distinguished graduates of 2020. My name is Tasnim Musrih, and I'm humbled and honored to have been invited to speak here today on what I consider to be a special day to all of us here. I extend my warmest congratulations to all those who have received degrees and certificates, and acknowledge all the support that has helped you along the way. And not to forget, your journey isn't over yet. Every end has a new beginning. To all our fellow Harari family, friends, teachers, and professors, thank you. I feel exceedingly proud and privileged to have gotten an opportunity to recite my poem. The title is Home. In my poetry, home is given a metaphorical definition. Here, it doesn't mean four walls, a roof, and a floor. It is a person. Each one of us here have had this one person in our lives. I'm talking about mothers. A mother's love starts from the very beginning we exist in her womb, the very last day she walks on earth. Our Prophet, peace be upon him, mentioned in one of his hadith, your heaven lies under the feet of your mother. So I would like to have your attention.
Home, an oar that beckons to be wrapped, a smile that reminds the being of constellations, like stars stretched in the night sky, a soul that has been gushed upon by millions of aesthetics, reminding the being of Renaissance. Within the depths of her spirit, she carries an everlasting hope that showers my ambience. Like a cupid with an arrow, she shoots my fears. Her words set tranquility in my pneumonia. Like a pixie, she fills the vacancy of repugnant days with laughter. Her laughter rings the alarms of faith in my soul. Her motherly embrace lifts the weight of 1,000 woes and sorrows off my shoulders, cups my thoughts with a gentle sway and carry them away. Her arms
await my presence to promise me yet another smile. Like plating a dime, she plates a sheet of reassurance in my heart. A woman of ample stardust, a woman of adequate safety, a woman I call mother, an epitome of kindness and love. She reminds my being with home. Zalash ayashnalim, Allahu umar barakastiu. Dumutashlim Allah jannat bizagshu. Thank you so much for listening.
Then, Gisti Munna Sharif introduced Yahya, who represented high school graduates. He relayed his concerns about how others usually decide education and career paths for high school graduates. Rather, he underscored that each graduate should decide his or her own educational preference and professional path based on their own interests and needs. He also stressed the importance of family, close relatives, and helping one another. He then read all the names of the high school graduates and what each had planned to study.
Sayko ras nagashi Harari na tismole كتقادي سيكورس نقاشي حراري نتسمولي برتوره وراشي قدم كتقادي سيكورس نقاشي حراري نتسمولي برتوره وراشي من نسينا مندودي إيد ساقي عدم قسزينا حرار قيد برقي قدم كتقادي كتاب ثالثين الدنيا يجي كتب كتاب ثالثين الدنيا قديم فرايد بي ذكا مسيحا كما قديم فرايد بي ذكا مسيحا كما يجي كتب كتاب ثالثين الدنيا يجي كتب كتاب ثالثين الدنيا قدام كتقادي سيكورس نقاشي حراري نتسمولي برتوره وراشي قدام كتقادي سيكورس نقاشي حراري نتسمولي برتوره وراشي من نسينا مندودي إيد ساقي عدم قسزينا حرار قيد برقي قدام كتقادي يتفرح ذا الحابوت اللي قمت ما حدده يتفرح ذا الحابوت كي ذكري دبالي قبل جهجهيبو كي ذكري جبالي قبل جهجهيبو اللي قمت ما حدده يتفرح ذا الحابوت اللي قمت ما حدده يتفرح ذا الحابوت كي ذكري دبالي قبل جهجهيبو كي ذكري دبالي قبل جهجهيبو قدام كتقادي سيكورس نقاشي حراري نتسمولي برتوره وراشي قدام كتقادي سيكورس نقاشي حراري نتسمولي برتوره وراشي من نسينا مندودي إيد ساقي عدم قسزينا حرار قيد برقي قدام كتقادي.
Following beautiful Harari music interlude by Harari musician Ramzi Saleh, Gisti Saada Kabir with her remarks introduced Gisti Nia Omar to introduce the next guest speaker, Dr. Zaki Sharif. Gisti Nia Omar read his condensed biography, Outstanding Achievements in Education and Discoveries in Research. She then invited him to deliver his speech. With Islamic greetings and blessings, Dr. Zaki Sharif then welcomed all attendees and especially congratulated all the graduates. He reminded the graduates how educational achievements are milestones and indispensable in one's life. He centered his presentation on what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala entrusted to us, namely, knowledge, wisdom, health, and wealth. He emphasized how education is vital to serve others following Allah's guidance. Also, cautioned not to be trapped and become slave to worldly affairs. He articulated how knowledge opens minds and wisdom inspires, influences, and builds morality. He alerted all the graduates how knowledge without wisdom is null and void, but underscored the use of knowledge with wisdom. He further advised the attendees not to take health for granted. We should always appreciate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for bestowing health on us, as so many people suffer from various calamities and diseases, especially in this COVID-19 era. We have to be graciously patient and properly use Allah's gifts with regular charity and prayers. Allah entrusted us with knowledge, wisdom, health, and our wealth as tests in this temporary world. Allah will ask us what we have done with the resources and make us accountable for all the endowments in the hereafter. We must understand that we owe all to the Creator immeasurably. The responsibilities lie on us to dispense, use, share, care, and help others as prescribed in Allah's instructions. Be the slave of Allah and serve Him relentlessly. He then shared the journey of his life and experiences so far. On the positive note, he wrapped up his wonderful presentation by saying, respect yourself and respect others. Do not compromise and make excuses when it comes to Allah's duties. Work hard and be yourself with your Harari identity, as your Harari identity is mostly extraction of Islamic identity. He concluded by saying regular prayers, serving, and holding the rope of Allah are the keys to all achievements and successes. Gisti Nia Omar then read all the names of university graduates. MashaAllah, most of the undergraduate students were on Dean's lists and also received scholarships. Well done, MashaAllah. Hearing such achievements is really inspiring and motivating to the high school graduates.
May Allah provide ease and glad tidings in your future aspirations and endeavors. May Allah give you success in your future. May Allah help you achieve your goals and exceed your own expectations. May you get your heart's desire and may Allah beautify it for you. Allahu bazinagayu yakafilana.
Badei, Bada Chamire, Badei, Susuiza Badei, Deri Dirari Lindino, Dogole, Deri Fikahi Nuri Harare, Badei, Bada Chamire, Badei, Susuiza Badei, Deri Dirari Lindino, Dogole, Deri Fikahi Nuri Harare. الليق لناشرين مناش خلوش بلاي كستاني كيزموميخ نيروت خيسل تالاي الليق لناشرين مناش خلوش بلاي كستاني كيزموميخ نيروت خيسل تالاي كنير شبرنيلي هراري كوكولاي كنير شبرنيلي هراري كوكولاي بعدي Bada Chamire, Badei, Susuita Badei, Meri Mirari Lindino, Dogole, Deri Fikahi Nuri Harare. تبخاشم روحك بسماخو تيقابي خادم شلم نية وقدم خو بكي تبخاشم روحك بسماخو تيقابي خادم شلم نية وقدم خو نية ويملنيكو عليك وتوكسو نية ويملنيكو عليك وتوكسو بعدي Bada Chamire, Badei, Susuita Badei, Meri Mirari Lindino, Dogole, Deri Fikahi Nuri Harare. أسألك سريوم ورد سامرو كماجك بحارم سيدك دناوم أسألك سريوم ورد سامرو كماجك بحارم سيدا خدناهم أقاش لي بردي لبتكون حاكم حرر لي بردي لبتكون حاكم بعدي بعدي بعدا تميري بعدي بعدي تسوي زبادي ميري ميراري لنور جبلي بيرني بكاحي لنوري تحرري تبخاشم روحكم بسماخو إيقابي خادم شلم نية وقدمخو بكي تبخاشم روحكم بسماخو إيقابي خادم شلم نية وقدمخو نية ويملنيكو عليك وتوقسمو نية ويملنيكو عليك وتوقسمو بعدي بعدي بعدا جميري بعدي بعدي تسوي زبادي ميري ميراري لنور جبلي بيني بكاحي لنوري تحرري بعدي بعدي بعدا جميري.
Following a patriotic Harari music interlude by Harari artist Tawfiq Yusuf, the ceremony went on to the next agenda. Gistilula Zakaria made congratulatory remarks and introduced Gistiroda Baharun to introduce and invite the next guest speaker, Dr. Munib Wabar. Gistiroda Baharun briefly read Dr. Munib's biography, his achievements in education, assorted work experiences, research patents, and publications. She then invited Dr. Munib Wabar to share his presentation. Dr. Munib welcomed all the attendees with all his protocols observed. He explained his presentation revolving around illustrious Harari history, its contributions, as well as shared his political outlook and the vision for Harar. He congratulated all the graduates and reminded them that their achievements were a result of hard work, especially resilience. He highlighted that resilience comes from the core, and the core is knowing yourself. He then added that you, the graduates, are the offsprings of dynamic Harari ancestors. In pursuit of excellence and innovation, he said that Hararis were dynamic people and outstanding achievements in various fields, not limited to, but also in agriculture, trade, business, handcrafts, linguistics, and Islamic education. In spite of tremendous obstacles and repression for centuries, our ancestors had made great sacrifices to keep Harari values intact. They also shared their knowledge and wealth with the surrounding communities in the Horn. Hararis were at the forefront of propagating Islamic faith and contributing to the country's political, social, and economic development, continuously reminding the graduates to be the torchbearers of their ancestral heritage and become the mantle in pursuit of excellence and innovation. With common goals and global reach, he outlined his political views and vision. Though Harar is under constant threat, disempowerment, dispossession, systematic discrimination, and political conquest, we should redefine our Harari boundaries to include non-Harari brothers and sisters in Islamic faith, regardless of their ethnic affiliations. He overemphasized the need to establish a political organization which is transparent, democratic, accountable, and inclusive regardless of gender, social, and political affiliations, with a common vision and mission. If this is actually conceptualized, a political organizations can actually come to fruit. It will effectively help us to reconnect, maintain, and rehabilitate Harar. As such, with efficient use of resources and establishing the premium brand political organization, we should overcome the fragmented actions social and political organizations we have at the moment. This premium brand political organization will be our big voice, the big voice that can be heard loud and clear across the globe, with its ultimate goal being to protect Harar, have a meaningful impact in reviving excellence and innovations that will benefit it in the future.
Then, Gisti Rhoda Baharoun read out the names of the students who graduated with master's and medical degrees. The event successfully ended with closing remarks from Dr. Maria Gisti Bakala and dua or blessings from Dr. Zaki Sharif. Assorted Harari traditional and modern songs were played thereafter to entertain all. Coming to our last segment of the commentary, what are our final take-home messages? Responding to personal and societal changes over time, and as Hararis are being scattered around the globe, we, the Hararis, need to build a sense of belonging and support for our homeland. If we allow Harar to die, we all Hararis will definitely perish with the new generation, wherever we are. A land without people and people without land will be a lost cause.
It is, in fact, a fate of determining the future of Harar. The questions are we choosing extinction? What is our destiny? How do we keep the chain of Harari values as Hararis are in exodus? It is a call to everyone, a call to each and every one of us, that we must reply to it, to define alternatives. It is a search of Harari intellectuals, political leaders and community workers, and concerned individuals at large to uphold Harari identity, wherever they are, thereby gaining a balance between the roots of Harari values and the onslaught of modern life. It is a matter of collective effort, resoluteness, designing the best strategies, and taking individual responsibility in the sum to achieve more reconciliation, reconstruction, development, and viability among Hararis and Harar. Lastly but not least, I would like to share a paragraph from my book, Harar Jogal, Historical Qualities to Treasure that was published as Harar Millennial Edition in 2007. It is the awakening in the inner depth of the heart that awakens the realms of appreciation of own strength and values. Both ignorance of our own values and the veneer of modern cultural civilization enslave the mind. Do not be your own heritage destruction guide. Be yourself by nurturing, preserving, and sustaining home characteristics based on the greatest constitution, Al-Quran. Let's unleash our sustained all-round contributions and efforts to make Harar, the city of knowledge, the hub of economic activities, and the Mecca of the nation once again. Gay har da nurzeu amana, gay harakau kullu zole baraka. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Badai, badai chamire, badai, susui zabadai, deri nirari nino jogole, deri fikahi nuri Harari. Badai, badai chamire, badai, susui zabadai, deri nirari nino jogole. Derini fikahi nuri Harari. إليخ نناش خلوش بلاي كستاني كيزمو ميخ نيروت خيسل تاناي إليخ نناش خلوش بلاي كستاني كيزمو ميخ نيروت خيسل تاناي كنير شبرنيني هراري كوكولاي كنير شبرنيني هراري كوكولاي بعدي بعد جميري بعدي تسوي زبادي ميري نيراني لنور وقولي ترني بكاحي لنوري تحرري تبخاشم روحك بسماخو تيجا بخدم شلم نية وقدم خو بكي تبخاشم روحك بسماخو تيجا بخدم شلم نية وقدم خو نية ويملنيكو عليك وتوكسو نية ويملنيكو عليك وتوكسو بعدي بعد جميري بعدي تسوي زبادي ميري نيراني لنور وقولي ترني بكاحي لنوري تحرري أسأل خسريهم ورد سامرو كماجكو بحارم زيد أخدناهم أسأل خسريهم ورد سامرو كماجكو بحارم زيد أخدناهم أخاش لي ولدي تبكون أحدهم حرر لي ولدي تبكون أحدهم بعدي بعد جميري بعدي تسوي زبادي ميري نيراني لنور وقولي ترني بكاحي لنوري تحرري
IHMS